Hi everyone, I'm Ferd and welcome to my video. It's that time of year again. Snow's getting ready to fall and the snow blowers won't start. I want to show you what I do to fix these things, the most common problems that they have, and give you some tips on how you can keep these things maintained through the summertime so you don't go through this every year. Enjoy the video. I got buried with snow blowers. Each and every one of these, I was told that they haven't been used in 2 years. And I could believe that because we didn't really have much snow last year. So what I did is I went straight to the carburetors and took them off. I didn't mess with anything else. Pulled the carburetor, rebuilt it, and put it back in. Now the hardest part about working on these snow blowers is taking the carburetors out of them. They're usually not easy to get to. This is a 2-cycle, these are 4 cycles. This is a 4-cycle here, and this is the one I'm gonna be working on in this video. They all pretty much have the same carburetor. That's the funny thing about them. The only thing different is with these bigger ones with a bigger horsepower motor, your carburetor's gonna be a little bit bigger here in the front, maybe in size as well. This one here is no different. It has a carburetor, which is actually a Tecumseh carburetor that 2-cycle gas goes through. This is an older one and it has an adjuster on the bottom of it. We'll get the carburetor off of this one, take it inside, show you how to rebuild it. If you know how to rebuild this one, you're going to be able to rebuild any of them. My carburetor's out and it's been soaking a couple hours. It only takes maybe 30 minutes with this old stuff that I've got. And I'm going to take it from here. Just rinse it all out with water. And then blow dry it. I want you to take a good look at this piece. This is part of the jet. And it goes up in here and it pokes out of this side just a little bit. You got to get that thing out of there and clean it. You can see all the crud that's built up on it. Any of those little holes that are filled with dirt is going to affect the way that this carburetor performs. So you got to get that thing clean. Okay, our carburetor's completely disassembled. It's been cleaned, rinsed, and washed off with soap and water. I've used Q-tips to go down in all the little channels. I've got these little wire cleaners that I use to clean out the little jet holes. This is pretty much your typical snowblower carburetor. It's a Honda. This one's called a Hiya. A lot of the Kohlers, Briggs & Stratton, basically the same type of carburetor. So let's put this thing back together. I'm going to start with this right here. This is like an idle jet. It's got a little jet inside here, 2 intake holes there. And when I push it down in there, can't actually go wrong because you can see how it's shaped on the top. It'll only fit in there that way. We'll push that down in there. It has an O-ring on it too as well. And then you use your throttle screw to hold it down. We'll turn that in there. And this will just turn until it comes out maybe about 1/8 of an inch like that. You can feel it getting tight. It's never going to idle, so you can't really go wrong with that. We got this little pickup tube. But we'll put this little tube down in here. And it's going to poke out on the inside, right down in there. And then our jet. We'll put that down in there. And that'll hold that in place. On this one, there's no O-rings or gaskets to seal it up. Just make it snug. Our needle is attached with a little spring on it. right there. I never took this one off. I just left it on there. Makes it easy to install. And then we have our little rod. We're going to put that through there. Just like that. We've got our O-ring for our bowl. We got that down there. Place our bowl. And this is a number 10 nut that holds that bowl on it. Got all that together. It's that simple. Okay, now you can see if you want to go this far with it, I've taken the little flapper plates out of it. So I'm going to install those back into it. Slide that down here. This one doesn't have a spring on it. Some of them do. This flapper is going to be facing in a slight angle when it's completely closed. I'm actually going to back the screw out a little bit. On the edge of this flapper, it's cut in an angle so it'll fit tightly up against the sides. So you gotta make sure that you put it back in the same way that you came out. This side angles this way, and this side angles the same way like that. There we go, it fell down in place. And you can see that it's kind of sealed completely all the way around just by looking at it. I'm going to use some Permatex thread locker. This is medium. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. Because the last thing you want is for this little screw to come out of there and end up in your engine. It can do quite a bit of damage. Make sure that it starts correctly. There we go. I got her started. It's a fairly tight fit. It does have a lock washer on it. And as I get closer, I want to open and close this to make sure that it's shutting right. It looks like it is, so I'm going to crank it down. And we're just going to do the same thing with this one. To give you a better perspective of how I'm working on this, I've got the snowblower sitting on its face like you see pictured here. So everything's going to be kind of sideways. This and all of that is one big plate, and there's another gasket behind it. And if you choose to change that, get pictures of how these wires are connected and snapped in to the back of it. If you don't get them right, it'll cause your throttle to get hung up because it's all jammed right in there. So the first thing we got, there's a gasket that's going to go right here. Now we can slide our carburetor on there. While we're at it, we'll go ahead and put our fuel line on it. And we can hook our throttle linkage up. Find the hole and it'll slide right in there. And now we're going to take this spring and hook it in its hole right here. Give you another view. Got another gasket. This one is going to go just like this. Push this on down. Now we're going to put on our choke. We've got her hooked on this side. And the Z-bend's going to go up this way. And we'll slide her in there just like that. Got our choke plate on. Got another gasket that goes here. I'm going to go ahead and put the tube on here that goes to the air breather. We'll flip it around. Make sure our hose comes through this side over here. Line our 2 bolts up for the carburetor. Put my choke rod through there, and then we should be able to just push this thing together. Got our 2 cap nuts go on here. It's number 10. Tighten her down pretty snug. Our choke on there. Little throttle button. This is our key, so don't forget it. And this is pretty much done. Now, if you have one of these little Troy-built squalls, and other ones are similar to it, you're definitely going to have to take this cover off of it. It's real easy. We've got the top part of this and the handle off of this chute. Just a few bolts around the outside of it that hold it on there, and a couple right up here in the front. Put our starter in it. That's real easy to get to. This handle has these 2 little locking tabs on the inside. Just push them in, and you may need a little screwdriver back here just to help pull it away a little bit. Push this other side in, and you should be able to slide this out of there. You can see the little tabs that lock in up here, and then just install it. Get it sideways and just push it in and lock it. Let's put some gas in this thing and fire it up. Okay, put her on the rabbit. Got it choked. Prime it up. Wow. Don't know what happened there, man, but this thing is dumping oil. Well, I didn't really bother to check it. I mean, I pulled it out and looked at it, seen that it was new oil. But this thing is filled all the way up to here. Down here's the full mark. So that'll definitely make it smoke. Let me get some of this oil out of this thing and we'll try it again. Okay, I think that was gas. I don't know if I need to choke it or not. Maybe just a little bit. Starting to snow right now. That's a lot better. It'll probably smoke a little bit until all that gas gets out of it, or until everything gets out of the muffler. So I'm gonna sit here and let it run for a little bit. Smoke up the neighborhood. Been running out there about 15 minutes. Sounds real good. Started right up. I changed the oil in it. Like I said, I thought it was gasoline. And if you remember, when If you remember early on, maybe during building the carburetor, I mentioned that the gas tank was bone dry in this. And I think what may have happened 2 years ago when he last used it, all the gas ran out of the tank and into the crankcase. The float was stuck in there. May have been stuck open a little bit. But anyway, I think we got us a success story here. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some good information out of it. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. Join the channel. Got a lot of videos up there. I got a lot more coming. Ring that notification bell. You'll get notified as soon as I put them up there. Remember to stay safe in the shop. Always check the oil before you start the thing up. And have fun. Thank you for watching.